Hey guys, good afternoon. Brandon here with Jones Homes. I just wanted to do a quick video today. We just ran into it on a job. I mean, we see it pretty often with the houses we flip and other projects we come on, typically where they're building something new because something old is failing or wasn't done right the first time. So I wanted to just talk about hardware. So if you've got someone work on your property, contractor, yourself, whatever it is, hardware cost a ton. We spend a lot of money in nuts, bolts, nails on every job, and it's hard to believe what prices have gone to now. Here we are, early September 2020, and I just bought a box of just siding nails, galvanized siding nails for a project we're doing for a coil nailer. $106 for one box of nails, and we went through over a half a box of nails in an afternoon. It's just kind of ridiculous between that and lumber and everything. But at the same time, you can run into the same thing that we got on the Coronado project. So that deck was failing pretty well. I mean, I say pretty well, but it was doing a good job at not doing well. How's that? The center of it would drop down probably 4 inches out on the outside edge. Come to find out, when we took one post out at demo, the entire center and everything all the way to the edges fell down on that deck. So kind of scary for the homeowner, knowing that you have 10, 15 people over and you're hanging out on their deck. Just not safe. So here's an example of not correct hardware. That deck was in place when they bought that house, and they've been there a couple years now. But most of the bolts that hold the board to the house, this is what's left. Completely just pulled them out by hand. Pair of pliers, just pulled them right out of the rim. Not even. Here's one that was still holding on. You can see the dimension of the lumber, or I mean of the bolt, what it should be. This is the part that was touching the treated lumber. So obviously this bolt is not rated to be in touch with treated lumber, which most of our stuff outside is on our decks is treated. And there's different kinds of hardware, whether it's, you know, we've had a lot over the years, but so treated is ACQ, CCA, all those different things. I don't even know what the letters are now. There's been so many. But this is all that was left out of 10 bolts, which is way under what was needed anyway. But there was only 3 bolts that still had everything intact. So the couple nails that they used to attach it and this were, that's all there was. We pulled it down by hand after the entire center basically fell down. But so I just wanted to kind of go through a couple quick things on what we use on a daily. And yes, there's a lot of money in it, but there's a way to do it right and a way to do it wrong, especially when it's safety. And this deck's not that far off the ground, but what if it was a deck that was 10 or 12 feet off the ground or something like that and it failed? I mean, that could be catastrophic. But so we've got, grab this here in the shop, we just keep a shelf because we don't really throw away any of it just because it costs so much now. But see if I can get this set up here just at an angle. A lot of the old houses we work in have the old metal Folgers cans. Use those for storage for sure. But so just the different types of lumber, whether it's deck screws. Here's the coil siding I was telling you about. Got the green end on them, galvanized. So exposed to weather, we use this, a lot of these on exposed cedar or galvanized crown staples that you can't see that hide in order to put those in. See if I can find another roll here. Must be all, they're all in the truck behind me. But if they don't have the green end on them, they are not. Different application, something that's gonna get painted over, sealed up, never gonna see the weather, totally applicable. Nails, normal framing nails, depend on the gun. Some have paper tape. If I can get it open. And I don't have any plastic. Anyway, sorry. Could be plastic, depending on the gun you've got, but these are just smooth framing nails, not meant to be outside, not meant to be exposed to the weather. Have their own application. This is a 3-inch nail, some application 3 1/4 nails. We have 2 3/8 nails. We have 1-inch nails. We've got everything known to man. Roofing nails have their own application. Not meant to be exposed to weather, meant to be covered up or sealed. You know, what else we got? For applying metal, type of screw, coated, color-coded or matched, usually has a rubber head on it, meant for one application. Bolts, GRK, structural screws have their own application. You get the point. There's a lot of different options out there. It can be overwhelming when you go to the box store on the different hardware you can or can't buy. Just because they sell it and just because it'll work now does not mean it's the right thing. Especially when you're working with outside. Mother Nature, she will win over time if it's not applied correctly. And in my circumstance, or in our case, it's, you know, that's liability for us. I don't know why we carry insurance, but I never want to use it. So if you have questions about different kinds of hardware or applications, or you know, what works where, feel free to comment. Feel free to ask any questions that you got. Or, you know, I know several different box stores where there's people that were in the trades that I know that I can trust their judgment when I get there. Not somebody that's just got the weekend job, or, you know, and it's just their stocking stuff. But a couple guys that were in the trade, they know what they're talking about. And if I don't know, I do ask, or my lumber salesman, and my lumber salesman will definitely find me the answer. If we don't know, or, you know, that's part of their job too. And we just make sure that we're using what's correct for, once again, longevity, what's best for our clients, and no callbacks. Do it once, do it right. So hope this helps. Just remember, safety wise, if you get 3 bids and one guy is, I don't know the number, but let's say 2,000 less than everybody else, ask why. What are you getting? And if you've got somebody that's 10,000 over, still ask why. Maybe that's the guy you go with. Maybe that's the best person for the job. I don't know. But make sure that they're using approved fasteners, hardware, called out by the blueprint, municipality, the code that you're in, the building codes, whichever year, and go from there. Stay safe. Appreciate the time. Thanks for tuning in. Please like it. Tell a friend to subscribe. Appreciate it. Have a good night.